Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran in English Basics for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. We are busy with chapter number 37, Surah 37, Surah As-Safat, those ranged in ranks, verse number 123. We have looked at the various messengers who have arranged themselves in ranks. And remember, whenever evil prevails in a nation or a society, then God, most merciful, will send messengers to guide humanity to show them the evil that is happening. And even in today's time, in the 21st century, you will find that whenever there is evil prevailing in the world, for example, if one nation has got expansionist policies of colonialism and imperialism, then after a while, other nations who've got courage and other leaders who've got courage will then stand up and say, you know what, this is not right. What you guys are doing is wrong. So please remember, whenever evil prevails in the world, there are good people of justice who will stand up and point out the evil and say, you know what, we are watching what you are doing, and what you are doing is not right. And in fact, when you speak out against evil, that is also a barometer or an indicator of your level of faith. The Prophet Mohamed Sal'lal'laa'hu A'layhi Was'sallam taught us that when you see evil or wrong or crime being committed, then depending on your response, that will ascertain your level of faith. For example, if you see some evil happening, there are three ways you can respond. You can either fight it with your hand, or you can speak out with it with your voice, or you can reject it in your heart. And if you reject it in your heart, that is the lowest form of faith. In fact, there's another level that's even worse than that, which is number 4, which the hadith does not even mention, because it is so bad that it is not even part of faith. For example, someone will see evil and say, hey, that's not my problem, I've got a meeting to attend to, or I've got to go on a shipping cruise. So those are the people who don't care at all. For example, let's take some evil. Let's a simple example. A woman is being raped. You are looking out of your flat window or house, you hear some screaming, and you run out of your flat or your apartment. Say you are living in a city, and you run out and you see this woman being raped. Now, there's 3 ways you can respond to it. You can either fight the rapist yourself. But let us say that guy is much stronger than you, so now you can't fight him. Or maybe say it's a gang rape. There's 3 or 4 men attacking one woman. So now you can't fight him physically, even though you would like to do that. So the second best thing that you can do under that circumstances is use your voice. You can either start shouting, calling other people for help, or use your phone, call the police, or while you are sitting in your car, you start blowing your horn, make a lot of noise, draw attention to what is happening. That means in this way you are trying to help that person out. Or for example, in simple terms, let's say there's warfare, so you're going out in protest, or there's climate change, you're going out in protest, or you're sharing it on the media, and so on. So the second way is broadcasting the evil, to tell people there's evil happening here, someone is being raped, please do something about it. The third way, which is the weakest form of faith, is when you see a woman being raped, you don't go to help her with your hands, maybe even though you can help. Secondly, you don't tell anybody about it. You don't call the police, you don't make a noise, you don't do nothing. Thirdly, you just reject in your heart. You say, yeah, shame, man, they're raping that woman. So you tell your wife, yeah, they're raping someone. I'm too tired, I'm going to go sleep. But you say, hey, shame, man, it's not nice what's happening. So you reject it in your heart, but at least you got a pang of conscience, and then you go to sleep. That also is part of faith, but it is the weakest form of faith. The fourth one is where you don't do nothing to help. You don't fight the rapist. You don't tell anybody about it. You don't even feel a pang of conscience in your heart. You just say, hey, that's got nothing to do with us. Hey, let's just go sleep. That is the worst form. Now, when evil prevails in society, whether it prevailed in the past and even up to today, there will always be good people who stand up. But here's what a famous quotation says, evil prevails when good people do nothing. Good people, either they don't get involved in it and they sit quietly. That is the only way that evil prevails in society. And God in His mercy has sent numerous people for the guidance of mankind those nations that have become morally bankrupt and spiritually bankrupt. So we saw in the earlier verses, initially we saw the story of Noah, and then Abraham and Ismail and Isaac and Moses and Aaron, and now we are looking at the life of Elias alayhi salam. So also was Elias among those sent by us. Behold, he said to his people, will you not fear Allah? Will you not fear the Creator Supreme who created you and He knows exactly what you are doing? Will you call upon Baal and forsake the best of creators? And why this verse is very important, because this has got direct relevance to the Epstein files. Because there are some nations, I'm not saying specifically the people involved in there, but there are some people in the world who are worshippers of the occult. They are devil worshippers, satanic worshippers. They are doing blood rituals and rituals of sacrifice. And the Baal is the goat with two horns on the head, usually dressed in red. And these are the worshippers of the devil. So these are the people that instead of worshipping the one true God, the supreme creator of the heavens and the earth, they are worshipping the goat head Baal with two horns. They are the soldiers of the devil. And they have manufactured their own rituals and rites, whether it is drinking blood or having ritual sacrifices. And we've also read from some celebrities where they've also drank blood, and some of the celebrities want to get the youth. They don't want to get old. And part of the occult rituals is where they would sacrifice a baby. And some of them, horrors of horrors, what we're reading in the Epstein files, some of them would even roast the babies and eat them. And one person famously said that a newborn baby, the flesh tastes like cheesecake. One cannot imagine the horror that people are doing, or roasting people and eating the flesh of people. And in other famous cases, once they've killed the baby or even killed a human being, some are adults, some are children, after they've raped them and finished them all, they would then slice them up and salt them and make beef jerky out of human beings. Beef jerky is like biltong. And they would then store it in various places and take it with them on their holidays or on their first class business travel. And whenever they are hungry, they would take out a piece of flesh, this beef jerky or this biltong of human flesh, and they would eat it. These are the occult worshippers or satanic worshippers. And famously, because they want to maintain their youth, then they drink blood that has got adrenochrome in it. Now, how do you get adrenochrome? The human body releases certain hormones such as adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol when a person goes through tremendous stress, or even normal stress of your business. The body releases these hormones. And when a person is being tortured, then these hormones are released in a powerful, powerful way. The blood is basically saturated with adrenaline. And some of the people, they found, or they have the speculation, which is totally wrong, that the blood that is saturated with this adrenaline and cortisol and the stress hormones, that if you drink it, then you won't become old, it will give you your youth. And they have the misguided, and the horrible thing that they do is that they say the younger the person is, the more younger you will become in life. So instead of raping and killing 9-year-olds, they started killing 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 2-year-olds, and even babies. They would torture the babies, torture and give them horrific torture so that the blood will have this adrenochrome in it. They would then suck the blood out or drain the blood out of that baby through drips and injections and syringes, and have bottles and vials of these bottles, which they would sell it for thousands upon thousands, if not millions of dollars, to the wealthy celebrities who would then drink it. And they would then become addicted to it in the same way they would become addicted to crystal meth and various types of drugs. So the horrors that people are doing, it is unthinkable. But basically what it tells us, if people are capable of all of this, they are not believers in God. They don't believe in God. No matter, they can even be attending church for all intents and purposes. They can be wearing suit and tie and smiling and going to church, but they do not believe in God. If they are capable of this type of horrific type of occult and satanic practices, they are basically worshippers of Baal, which is worshippers of Satan or the devil with two horns or two heads on it. The Quran is asking such people, will you call upon Baal and forsake the best of creators? And the best of creators is the supreme creator of the heavens and the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you are choosing to be soldiers of Satan or soldiers of the devil instead of being soldiers of God and followers of the angels, because the angels are pure goodness. So do you want to be the part of the green goodness of the angels, or you want to be part of the red of the devils and end up in hell? The choices that people make, you will either end up in hell with the devil because he has deceived you and you are a soldier of the devil, or you will end up in paradise because you are a soldier of God most merciful. You are holding up the banner of righteousness and goodness and truth, whereas these are holding up the banners of falsehood and lies and evil and wrong and mischief making and tyranny and oppression and arrogance. So who is the Creator Supreme? So will you call upon Baal and forsake the best of creators? And the best of creators is Allah, your Lord and cherisher, and the Lord and cherisher of your fathers of old. But they rejected him, and they will certainly be called up for punishment, except the sincere and devoted servants of Allah among them. And we left this blessing for him among generations to come in later times. Peace and salutation to such as Ilyas. Thus indeed do we reward those who do right. For he was one of our believing servants. Stay well, look after yourself. May all that is good for you come to you in great abundance. Alhamdulillah.